Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Session. Let's start it. Krishna.
You can hear me?
Yes, Prabhu.
Om Asmadgurubhyo Namaha. Om Paramagurubhyo Namaha. Om Sarvagurubhyo Namaha. Jnananandam Mayam Devam Nirmalam Spatikakritim Adharam Sarva Vidyanam Hayagrivam Upasmahe Neelatungastanagiri Subdhamudbhotya Krishnam Paratyam Swam Sudhisarasirasiddhamadhyapayanti Sochishthayam Srajnigalitam Yabhalat Bhunkte Godhadasyai Namayidamidam Bhuyayevastu Bhuyaha அன்னவயல் புதுவை ஆண்டாள் அரங்கற்குப் பண்ணுத் திருப்பாவை பல்பதியும் இன் இசையால் பாடிக் கொடுத்தாள் நட்பாமாலை பூமாலை சூடிக் கொடுத்தாலை சொல்லு சூடிக் கொடுத்த சுடர்கொடியே தோல்பாவை பாடி அருள வல்ல பல்வலையாய் நாடினி வெண்கடவர்க்கென்ன விதியென்ற இம்மாற்றம் நாம் கடவா வண்ணமே நல்கு. We have gathered today here to dive into the next beautiful Pasuram, the seventh Pasuram. Today is the seventh day of Margashirisha, Dhanurmasa, where yesterday Andal knocked the door of the first Gopi. Now she joined the group, and then they go to the next door and making up the second Gopi. In the first Pasuram, we learn that Narayana is the only refuge, only means. And who are the eligible candidate to attain the refuge of Narayana? It is us who have interest. Anyone who has interest, Icha, anyone who has a strong desire, that's the only qualification for one to attain Narayana, the Lord. After we know that one, then there are some rules and regulations that we have to follow. Nothing comes for free, but it's simple ones. So that has been explained in the second pasaram. And by doing this one, what are the benefit that we are going to get? That is explained in the third pasaram, especially showing the gratitude for those one and praying for the welfare and showing our gratitude for those one who helped us to attain Krishna or come close to Krishna. So that is explained in the third pasaram. And the fourth pasaram speaks about how Bhagavata Sheshatvam, Bhagavat Sheshatvam is service to Krishna, being a servitude of Krishna. And then Bhagavata Sheshatvam is being servant of the Lord. That is explained in the fourth verse, where the Varuna Devata himself personally came to serve the devotees of the Lord, Andal and a party. And in the fifth pasram, where everyone discussed and was ready that we are going to start next day our Pavai Noble, our worship, our austerity starting from tomorrow. Is any other questions? Do you have any other questions regarding our Pave Noble? And there were some concerns raised that we saw on the fifth. How is it possible, and what is the guarantee that what we are going to do in next 30 days is going to fetch us the good result that we are expecting for? And they place many questions, and all the questions are addressed and answered by Andal, Gopi, the leader of the Andal, and the Gopis, and she addressed that in the fifth passaram. And that finished the introduction of Tiruppavai. The 1 to 5 is an introduction. Now, the actual action is started. In the sixth passaram is when they all got ready and they were going. At the time they went and woke up a very first one. She's still not joined the party yet, and she is a newcomer. So she doesn't know much about what is the Spave number, what needs to be done. She just missed the meeting, um, or she was there, but she didn't pay much attention, something like that. So they went to this Gopi's house. They woke her up, and in the seventh pasram, they go to the next door and going to wake the next Gopika. next Gopi. And the difference between yesterday and today is yesterday Gopi was a newcomer, fresh bee into Krishna consciousness, into this group. Whereas the second one we are going to wake up today, she knows everything about what we are doing. She knows about Pavenum. That means she knows about what we are going to do, what is Krishna consciousness, what is Krishna, what is greatness of devotees. She knows everything, but she's refused to get up from the bed. So they're going to try to, Andal is going to try to wake up this Gopi, the second Gopi, who knows subject matter well, but refused to come out. Now, when one thing that we need to know is in Ayar party means in Gokulam, right? There are 500,000 Gopikas. 500,000 of them were there. And what we are seeing here from 6th Pasuram to 15th Pasuram is only 10 in number. So the question may be, arise, how many, first thing is we need to know how many Gopis are there in Gokulam, 500,000. How many participated in this entire Pavai Nobu for this 30 days? That is also 500,000. Then if only 500,000 and 500 have participated, then why, whom are being woken up? Who is Andal is waking up? Who are these 10s? What are these 10 gopis? Who are they? And why she has to wake up? We saw now there are different ways we can understand this. These 10 gopis that Andal is waking up are just representative of the other 499,990 gopis. One way of understanding. So if Andal is going to go and wake up 500,000 gopis, then the Pasuram is not going to be 530 Pasurams. It's going to be 530, 500,030 Pasurams, right? Or 500,000 and 5 Pasurams. Because 5 is an introduction and one more is a conclusion. So 500,006 Pasurams she has to do, right? Anyway, so you know the math, what I'm trying to say here. Now, first of all, we don't, even Andal may wake up each and every gopis, all the 500,000 gopis, but even 30 Pasuram, we have no time to study. How many people are ready to sit and hear Pasuram, recite this 30 Pasuram? Think about having 500,000 Pasuram, waking up all the Gopikas of Vrindavan. It's not possible. Therefore, as a mother, she is so compassionate. She only gave 30 Pasurams. That's all. And we can consider that this waking up of 10 Gopikas is they are just representative of all other Gopikas. We can consider that way. Now, another explanation is that why only 10? What happened was that along with Andal, along with others who were ready, they all reached the Yamuna Nadi. They went to the Yamuna and then they were making a count to make sure that everyone is present here. They're calling out all the names, Lakshmi, Priya, whatever the names you can think of, Santa, Parna, Sujanna, Veena, what, I mean, I'm just saw who were joined earlier. So you are all Gopikas. Do please forgive me if I didn't call out your name. Anjali, so kindly do not take a phone and message. You missed my name, Prabhuji. I was also in the call. Kindly, please, merciful upon me. Now, he's calling out the names. Everyone tell him, yes, ma'am, I am here. Yes, ma'am, I am here. They were making attendance check. But then they called out another 10 names. And I'm not going to call the 10 names again here and append anyone. That's not what I want to do. So the 10 names are missing here for the morning program. Where are they? Calling out, they were not there. So those are the 10 specifically who did not come present there. They're going to their house and waking them up. But then what happened was that before Andal went to the 10 girls' house, and the rest of them telling, you already have 499,990 gopis here. It is only 10 missing. So what? We can go ahead and get started our Pavai Nombu. We can get started our whatever we gathered for. Let's start going. But Andal said, no, even if one is missing out of 500,000, we are not going to start. We have to get that one to be part of our program. This is exactly what's the mode of our Krishna consciousness. We want to make sure we include anyone and everyone into our bhakti. Even we don't want to say it's okay. That's why sometimes devotees are always going out and calling, Prabhu, Mataji, why you didn't come for Sunday program today? Is everything okay with you? I missed you for 2 weeks. I didn't see you. What's happening? So this is not to interfere in their personal life. This is the mode that we all have to cultivate. The mode is to include everyone. Let everyone participate and everyone get mercy of Krishna. It's the mode of Andal. Andal was telling, no, even if one is missing, we are not going to start the program. Let's go get her here and then we will start the program. So this is another reason. Third reason. The first reason is 10 represents all the 499,990 gopis. That's one way of saying this. Second reason is Andal can wake up all the 500,000, but do we have time to read 500,000 Pasurams? We will not. Even now we are struggling. There's just 30 Pasurams, right? So what to speak about 500,000 Pasuram? That's not possible. And the third reason is that some 10 girls were missing. They did not wake up. But everyone were here. But Andal is telling, let's bring them also over here. So it's very important for us to understand how important to be inclusive and important to be in the association and value the association of the devotees. There's a story where there is one great Vaishnava in the lineage of Swami Ramanujacharya. So one time he went to the temple and then he was just coming out. His name was Atkonda Villi Jeyar. Atkonda Villi Jeyar. So he was coming out of the temple. At the time, there's another devotee. He meets him. His name is Nanjeeyar. Nanjeeyar is disciple of Parashara Bhatta. You'll know who they are now. I will give you their Guru Parampara lineage. Nanjeeyar is a disciple of Parashara Bhatta. Parashara Bhatta is son of Kurat Tarwan. Kurat Tarwan is a disciple of Swami Ramanuja. So this Kurat Tarwan is the one who lost his eyes to save his Guru Ramanujacharya. And his son is Parashara Bhatta, who took over the Madhadipati. After Ramanujacharya, it is he who was appointed to the Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya as the next leader. So Parashara Bhatta's disciple were Nanjeeyar. So Nanjeeyar met with this particular Jeyar, another person who was coming out of the temple. Yes, how was the darshan? Yes, everything was good, everything was fine. And then this Jeyar said, good. So if someone is coming out of the temple and you go to that person and ask, Prabhu, how was the temple program? How was it? Is everything was good? Everything was nice? And that other person is telling, yeah, okay, good. And he walks out. What does that convey? What is the message that we get from someone who's telling without any enthusiasm, yeah, okay, good? That means they're not happy with it. They should have told, oh, Prasadam was too good, the Kirtan was classic, and deity dress up and worship was fantastic, and association was superb. So if they say something, they're really happy about their visit to the temple, darshan to the deities, etc. But if someone is telling, yeah, okay, good, that means they're not happy. So Nanjeeyar is asking, looks like you're not happy, GS. Looks like you're not happy with something. Tell me what's the problem? And the GS said that I heard that if one says that they had developed great bhakti towards the Lord. If one says that they are bhaktas, they are devotees and developed the bhakti towards the Lord, their bhakti towards the Lord's devotee is greater than the devotion towards the Lord. This is what I heard. This person is responding to Nanjeeyar, I heard that bhakti, the devotion towards the devotees of the Lord is greater than the Lord's devotion towards the Lord. But in my case, I'm not having that love towards devotees. I don't develop that bhakti. I don't feel connected to the devotees. I can do service to the deities. I enjoy the beauty of the deities. I worship the deities. I offer things to the deities. But for me to think devotees are greater than the deity, it's so very hard. So I understand, I also heard several times, but unless and until one comes into the stage of understanding, worshipping the devotees are greater than the deities, one cannot be getting the full mercy of the deities, full mercy of Krishna. This happened 900,000 years back. What I told now, just the story happened 900,000 years back. There's another story I would like to say is Nanjeeyar, whom I just told now, and then his disciple Nampillai. Nampillai's guru is Nanjeeyar. Nanjeeyar's guru is Parashara Bhatta. Parashara Bhatta's father is Kurat Tarwan, and his guru is Ramanujacharya. And then they fall into the Sri Sampradaya. Right now, Nanjeeyar, there's a beautiful conversation between Nanjeeyar and Nampillai. And Nanjeeyar, one man was coming. One man was coming and wanting to learn Tiruvaimuri, like how we are learning now uh, Tiruppavai for next few days. We started for 30 days. We are learning just a small portion, dot, I would say, from the big ocean. Little bit we are learning of Tiruppavai. Like that, there's another wonderful Pasuram, another wonderful work done by Nammalvar called Tiruvaimuri. Very beautiful, very, very beautiful. And then this person who wanted to learn Tiruvaimuri, and he came to Nanjeeyar and he said, "My dear sir, I want to learn Tiruvaimuri from you. Could you please teach me?" And Nanjeeyar said, "Well, no problem, no problem. I like to teach you, but this is what we will do. You go to my disciple Nampillai and you learn from him." And that person said, "No, sir, no, no, no. I want to learn directly from you, not from your disciple." Nanjeeyar said, "Listen, I'm aged. I'm little old. I don't know how long I'm going to be here. I will be able to complete. I have other services to do. But Nampillai is such a wonderful devotee. You please go to him and he can teach much better than me. So you please learn from him." And then that person told to Nampillai that, "Sir, I know he can give good classes. He can teach you very nicely, but I'm not comfortable to learn from him. I'd like to learn from you directly, but not from him." And Nanjeer asked, "Why you don't want to learn from him? What is the issue you have? Did he say anything bad about you, or you both have some relationship problem, or he didn't give you prasadam, or what happened? Why you don't want to learn from him?" He said, "No, no, no, no. He's a very nice person. He's a gem of the person. He's wonderful. But the thing is, Nanjeeyar, you are sannyasi and your disciple Nampillai is grahastha and I am a grahastha. For me to go to another grahastha and learn Krishna consciousness, to learn, get instructions, to be advised, it is little uncomfortable for me. But I can easily listen from sannyasis, but not from grahasthas. I am also grahastha, he is also grahastha. That means I have children, they have children, I work, they work. Everything is pretty much same. In what way I and he differ? So for me to fall at his feet and ask him to tell me, teach me Tiruvaimuri, is quite challenging, it's difficult. It makes it very uneasy for me. But I can fall at your feet because you and I are not same. You are superior, you are sannyasi, I am grahastha. So there's no problem for me to fall at your feet and you can teach me Tiruvaimuri, but not to someone who's my peer or like me to fall at their feet to let they learn Tiruvaimuri. I cannot do that. Nanjeeyar said, "No problem, no problem." He said that it says, but he was surprised. What Nanjeeyar surprised, but he didn't speak it out. He said he was surprised that this person is not shameful at this age. Till now, he has not learned Tiruvaimuri, but is feeling shameful to learn from someone who's ready to teach. The ego is so bad over, is so strong over here. He should be feeling shameful that I need to learn, at least at this stage, I need to learn Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Ramayanam, Mahabharatam, irrespective of who is ready to teach me. But then now we are telling, I will only learn from this person, senior devotee, who is in a high position, who has many, many disciples, who have many followers. From them, I will learn. From this person, I meet him daily in the temple. He is eating with me. He is talking with me. He is also working like me. He is also having problems like me. He is also paying mortgage. He is also taking the children's. How can I learn with this person? It is not possible. It should be rather one should be shameful. You still don't know what that person knows. That should be the only the criteria to check. But he's not feeling shameful of that one, but he's feeling shameful of that he want to fall at someone's feet, who he thinks to be equal as a peer. So Nanjeeyar said that, well, no problem. If you don't want to fall at the feet of Nampillai, I will tell him to fall at your feet and teach you Tiruvaimuri. Beautiful. Nanjeeyar is telling, you don't worry about it. I will tell Nampillai, my disciple, to fall at your feet. And then you can learn from him. He can teach you. And this person become, okay, that sounds okay to me. I can accept that program. If that is the case, then I can go and learn from him. And the class started. Tiruvaimuri started. 1 day, 2 day, And then Pasuram after Pasuram, Nampillai was giving detailed explanation, and this person was taking notes and attentively hearing, very nicely going on. On one particular day, there was one particular Pasuram, and which it came, it changed the mind and heart and consciousness of this person. The other person, the Gragastha, who doesn't want to go and learn from Nampillai. And that person, Adiyar Tamakku, Adiyar Tam, Adiyar Adiyongale. Nampillai started explaining the importance of becoming servant of servant of servant of servant of servant of servant of servant. We have to go further lower as much as possible to gain the mercy of the Lord. It's only by becoming the servant of servant of servant of servant of Krishna's servant, one can really get the grace of the Lord. When he heard this particular thing, at that point of time, his heart changed. He closed, he got up, he did a dandavat, fell at the feet of Nampillai and seek for forgiveness. My dear sir, I'm very sorry. I did not understand the essence of Vaishnavism. I didn't understand the important message of devotional service, that only by your mercy that I can attain the mercy of Krishna. So please accept me as your disciple. Now you please continue teaching me. Every day I will fall at your feet, and you please stop falling at my feet, and you please impart the knowledge unto me. When this person said this one, Nampillai got up, closed his book, kept everything, he started walking away. And then this person ran behind him and telling, sir, please stop, please stop, please stop. Did I say anything wrong? Please come back and continue your class. He said, no, I'm not going to do this one. I will not teach you any further. And this is not the instruction that I got from my guru. My guru told me that I have to fall at your feet before I start the class, and I have to fall at your feet after the class every day. Now you're changed the program, which means you are rejecting our guru's instruction. He told you to just hear. He told me to just teach you. He told me to fall at your feet. Now you're changing the program. Therefore, I cannot continue, and we have to cancel the program class, and you please go away. That's all he said. Nampillai said. Immediately, that person ran to Nanjeeyar and fell at the feet of Nanjeeyar. He conveyed all the message and what mistake he has done, how he realized now the mistake, and he begged, please do something so I can continue Tiruvaimuri from Nampillai. And then Nanjeeyar called Nampillai and said, my instruction to you is go continue the lessons to him. He realized it, so continue. So the lesson that we have to learn from this is, as soon as we see a Vaishnava, we must really offer our obeisances to at his lotus feet. At his feet, if you don't consider it's a lotus feet, that is itself wrong. But then at his feet, one has to fall and do a dandavat pranam. That is why in our culture, we always chant a particular sloka. Vancha kalpa tarubhyascha kripa sindhu bhavevacha patitana pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. I offer my respectful obeisances unto all the Vaishnavas of the Lord. They are just like a desire tree who can fulfill the desires of everyone, and they are full of compassion for the fallen conditioned soul. This is the prayer. This is a prayer. That means we have to incorporate in our life. It is not only memorizing or chanting this prayer without any bhava, without having that mood. So this has happened again 800, 900 years back. Even that age, it was very challenging for one person to accept another person as a great person, for one person to fall at other person's feet, for one person to consider another person as his instructor, mediator, guru, acharya, or a counselor, or mentor. It is so very difficult even those days. And what to speak about this year, 2024? Definitely, we have become so independent, so very independent. It's very hard for us to get convinced that yes, devotees are great, even though they are just like me. I have to fall at their feet and worship. So in Sri Vachana Bhushanam by Pillai Lokacharya, another great acharya, he says, offense to the Lord when one think him to be one among humans. When we think Krishna is one among us, Rama is one among us, is an offense to the Lord. The second offense is when we start thinking the deities, how we make offense to the deities, when we think, oh, this deity is too small. If it is a big deity, we'll get big mercies. That's an offense. Thinking that this deity is made of wood, whereas that deity is made of steel. This deity is made of silver, that deity is made of gold, that deity is made of panchalokam. So if we start seeing that which is what material the deities are made, and based on the material one give importance to that particular deity, that's another offense. That's another offense. One should never ever make offense to the Lord by thinking Lord to be one among us. We should not offense the deities, thinking that deities are too small, or thinking this deity is only made of brass, this deity is made of only some material, so on. So the one should not make such material, such offenses. An offense to the devotees is that considering by the birth, oh, this devotee is not born, is not a Brahmana, is not born, is not an Indian, he is an Italian, he is an American, he is a Chinese, he is a African. Considering based on their birth is a biggest offense. Devotees can be from any part of the world. Devotees can be any gender for that matter. So therefore, one should be very careful not to offend the devotees by their jati, by their birth. Do not consider equal to. We should not consider devotees, they are also equal to me, I am also equal to them. We should always nicha bhava. Nicha bhava means we should always think I am lower than that devotee. That devotee is great. That devotee is greater than me. Considering other offenses that we can make to the devotees is considering the past sins of the devotees. Oh, I know he's giving class today. I know how he was 10 years back, 20 years back. I was with him. He was just roaming there and having a cigarette on his mouth. He used to go to all the movies and casinos and everything. I know what this guy is. Now he's giving big classes. He's talking as if he's a great jnani. So one should not talk bad thing about the past deeds, past sins of a devotee. One should never mentally, verbally, and physically offend a devotee at all. Never to offend a devotee physically is serious matter. It's very, very serious matter. Going and slapping or hitting or pushing the devotees. Don't be surprised. These things happens even among devotees. Don't be surprised. I'm not telling, just exaggerating things. These things happens also among devotees. And yelling at devotee, which is very common. Yelling at the devotees in front of others or not in front of others, and then mentally thinking, hey, look at this guy, how he's wearing his dhoti, how he's putting his tilak, how is when I tell about tilak, I was just remembering one time what happened. Same Kurattarwan, who was the father of Parashara Bhatta, Kurattarwan, who was a disciple of Ramanujacharya, who lost his eyes. And his disciple, some other devotees came and spoke to him. Kurattarwan, sir, you are so devoted, so educated, you are very qualified. You are a wonderful disciple of Ramanujacharya. But look what has happened to you. You lost 2 eyes. God shouldn't have done this to you. God shouldn't have punished you like this. Why you lost your 2 eyes? What happened to you? Then they're asking this one. Then you know what Kurattarwan said? Amazing thing he said. My dear sir, understand. I am sure I must have offended a devotee. Therefore, as a token of small punishment, I lost my 2 eyes. I must have seen a devotee who tilak was not put properly. It was crooked. It was just crossed on his forehead. I must have thought bad about look how he's put his tilak. That could be the reason God is mercifully only taken my 2 eyes. Just imagine the serious of offense that we are committing in our life. We are not only on the tilak, we think so much bad about other devotees. We speak about bad about other devotees. We gather and group and speak about other devotees. Just imagine what is the punishment, what are the things waiting on our plate to come in future. Let us be very, very careful. We should never criticize devotees, talk bad about devotees, back by devotees, and talk in front nicely, and in the back go and tell, look, this guy, my God, it's horrible. Go in front of the person, Prabhu, your Kirtan was so very sweet, so very nice. And then as soon as that Prabhu goes, and you talk to another person, he's like a donkey. Who even let him sing into the temple room? I don't even understand what is the temple president. How can he let anyone and everyone to sing like this? Well, these are all big offenses. They are big offenses. So one should not criticize, backbite, gossip. And then important thing is we have to forget whatever bad things that others have done to us. And we have to remember whatever the good things that people have done to us. The problem with us is we forget whatever the good things done by others, and we will remember every small thing that that person would have done. That day you did not give me an extra chapati when I was standing in the queue on a Sunday program, but you gave an extra chapati to your family member, but not to me. That day you didn't give. I still remember that you did not treat me well. That's a small chapati matter, just a papad matter, just one vada matter, one piece of cake matter. Don't make it as a big scene about it. Do not make a big scene out of it. Therefore, we should remember, even it is said in our language, it said, even if a person has done a help of a size of a mustard seed, that's all they have done. They have not done any big thing. A size of a mustard seed, that's all we received as help from someone. But we as a devotee should consider it is not as a mustard seed, a size of a mountain, as a size of a mountain. But we always think a person would have committed a small mistake, small, unknowingly would have done a small mistake, and we make it as a big mountain and start making a big scene out of it and call for a meeting and complain about it and do many, many things. Just simple way of living is very nice. Why we have to take it things life it's so complicated? As much as we can forget bad things in our life, we'll be happy in our life. One more time, as long as we have a capacity and uh, blessings from the Lord to forget bad things happen in our life, we can be happy in our life. So we have to all pray to the Lord, my dear Lord, give me forgetfulness of what? All the bad things that others have committed in my life, all the bad things that have happened in my life. Give me the power to forget those things. My dear Lord, give me the strength to remembrance. What remember? Even if a person just walked by, and then he just came and gave me a small piece of prasadam on my hand, and I don't know who that person is. He don't know who I am. He just came and gave me a small piece of prasadam on my hand. Let me remember that. A person came and gave me a book in my hand, Bhagavad Gita book in my. Let me remember and be grateful to that person. So these are the prayers that we have to always remember. When we have been called for services, we must set our mind that I am out of hundreds and thousands of people. What a fortunate person I am to be called for service. Right? We should not shy away from the service. We should be thinking, what a fortunate person I am. And I should think that this is a chance for me for self-purification. Number two. Number three is, this is going to give pleasure to the Lord. First thing is, I am fortunate. Second thing is, I get an opportunity to purify myself. Third thing is, it's going to please the Lord. Therefore, let me grab the service opportunity. Let me go. Rather that, we should not be thinking that why I'm being called all the time and start fighting with the other devotees. And, whenever the good advice has been given to us, we should, even though we may not like the advices, we must take the advice for our own benefit. We should not get upset that why are you keep on giving me advices so much? Prabhu, you don't have any other job to do? Mataji, don't you have any other job? You always keep on giving me advice so much. Please, when you're getting advice, we should be thankful there is someone here who's willing to give their advice. Of course, this is also important. As practicing devotee, we don't go and talk and give advice to anyone and everyone just like that, because our advices will have no value if it's not been, if no one wants it. Right? We don't want to hear, but at the same time, we have to give the instruction to those people who are right patram. That means they are ready to receive the instruction. They want to accept the instruction. Then we can go and give them instruction more than what they want. But if someone is not even ready to accept the instruction, don't go because we know the subject matter so well. We know the Krishna consciousness. We know the scriptures very well. We don't pull and pick and everyone tell go, whomever we go, you get up in the morning at 4 o'clock, take shower, come and attend the 5 o'clock Tiruppavai class and start chanting 16 rounds. Every day you have to engage yourself, you have to follow this principles, that principles, and come on. That person is not even ready yet. You don't bombard them with so many things. Just give them some prasadam and the prasadam will work, and then eventually they'll be ready to accept patram. They'll become a right patram, a right vessel or a pot to receive all the instruction that we want to give. We must extend our time and with those devotees who are willing to give their time to us, who are willing to help us, who are ready to inspire us in Krishna consciousness. We should be happy that someone is helping us in Krishna consciousness, someone is inspiring in a Krishna consciousness, and we need to pick and choose those devotees in our life. Other devotees also important for our life. That doesn't mean that we have to discriminate and treat differently. That's not the message here. We have to treat everyone equally, but we have to have a little bit of discrimination in our relationship. We want to associate with those people who are willing to help us, who are also practicing themselves. Not only willing to help us, they also have to practice, by the way, because instruction and giving instruction and helping others is very easy. But are you practicing what you are teaching and giving instruction to others? If not, then you're not qualified. That's why we have to pick and choose the right people who are practicing and preaching, and we have to be more closer with those devotees. And other devotees, we can have good relationship. But we don't want to get too detailed into that one, because what they will do is, Prabhu, why don't you and I start a business? We'll start a business. Let's start something, a company, and then some business, and you and I'll put the money. And then if you want, you can call that devotee also. We 3 or 4 will gather together. We'll start a business, and then this business will get money, and then we'll put the money into the temple, because temple needs the money, and we need to buy new property. Therefore, the money can go into the temple. These are all wonderful, very good. But this world is very dangerous. When we start dealing with money matter, guaranteed there's going to be issue. When money comes into the relationship, always there's going to be a problem, if not today, in future. Therefore, we have to maintain our relations as much as needed in our Krishna consciousness. Beyond that, we don't want to extend and get into too much of other activities. As much as we need in Krishna consciousness, our devotees, that much is what we needed. If beyond that point, we simply say Hari Bol, Hare Krishna. We meet and then chat nicely and have prasadam, invite them here and there, do all the things. But beyond that, we don't want to get into too much business-oriented things into Krishna consciousness. In the previous sloka, the girl did not understand, previous Pasuram, the girl did not understand the value of devotees association. Whereas in the Pasuram that we are going to see today, this girl, she knows everything about Krishna consciousness. She has attended Bhakti Vriksha. She has attended without failing, all the on-call programs. Every evening, Srimad Bhagavatam, 6:30 to 7:30. Every Saturday morning Bhagavatam lecture. And then she or he has also done the Bhakti Shastri and Bhakti Vaibhav, and all those things have been done. But she is not willing to take the next step of wanting to get up. What is this get up? We'll see about it. She doesn't want to get up further. And that is the girl that we are going to see today, and who's going to be woken up by Andal and all this. This girl knows everything very well. Greatness of Bhagavan, and also not only greatness of Bhagavan, what is devotional service, but still she is not here to receive those who have come to wake her up. And she was, in other words, she should have voluntarily joined the group. Rather voluntarily joining the group, she was happily within her house, staying inside the house, right? So this is one more important point before we get into the Pasuram. One more important point. We all get attracted into Krishna consciousness by someone or the other. It is not that magically we all become Krishna consciousness. It is not so. Truly, it's not so. Someone in our life have played a very, very, very important role to bring us into Krishna consciousness. So that could have happened in this lifetime, or that could have happened in the previous lifetime, that is getting fruitified in this lifetime. So no one could have become devotee without a connection to a devotee. That is a rule. Is a strict rule that Krishna has set. Right? So after becoming into Krishna consciousness by inspiration of some other devotee, what happens is, slowly as we get into the temple, we mingle with more devotees, we start engaging in the services, we take up responsibility, we take up roles and positions and etc. Then we start seeing all the problems among the devotees. Then we slowly, what happened? Oh my God, this devotee is not into Krishna consciousness. He's doing this one and that one and etc. etc. Then we start thinking that why that person is talking to me like this, why this person is talking to me like that. They're not treating me very well. They're not giving me proper respect, etc. Then what happens? And I'm thinking that now, well, this temple is no more like how it was 10 years back, 20 years back, 30 years back. This ISKCON is no more like how it was during the time of Prabhupada. Now things have changed. Then what I think is, let me do bhajana. at my home? Why to go into the temple? Why to mingle with the devotees? Why to associate with them? When we associate, they will say something. I will get upset. Then I will offend them. Why to offend them? To simply stay in the home and do chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This is much more better and life and safe my life. But according to Andal, she doesn't approve that program. Devotees mean we all have to be together, grow together, serve together. And that is what Krishna wants. That is exactly what Krishna likes. While we are associating, there will be problems, there will be issues, but we have to work out. That is where we need guidance. That is where we are maturing in Krishna consciousness. It is very easy to avoid the problems. Rather, the great devotees will face the problem in a decent, nice way and make it palatable for all the parties involved in that one. Not just running away from the situation is not good. Therefore, engaging in the service in the association of devotees is important. Andal's program is that, and that is why Prabhupada has opened this institution called International Society for Krishna Consciousness, not to sit in the home, avoid the association, avoid the temple, avoid all these wonderful services, and just stay in the home and do nothing. Eventually, it will happen. Eventually, if you're avoiding all this thing, what happens is that slowly, our bhakti level will go away. Prabhu, don't tell me, offend us. Don't tell me like this. We are, even though we don't come to the temple, even though we don't engage in the services, we are attending online programs. We are going to this yatra. We are going to this one. We are going to that one. Everything we are doing, we only don't come to the temple. We don't only associate with the devotees, but we are doing all this thing. Well, you have the wealth in your place. You have everything here. That is why Prabhupada wanted each and nook and corner, every village to chant Hare Krishna. Every place should have center of Krishna consciousness. There should not be one temple in St. Louis, one temple in Chicago, one temple in this. There should be multiple, many temples to grow. Why? So that the devotees all can come and gather and perform devotional service unto Krishna. And by the association of devotees, we can very easily grow in Krishna consciousness. With that said, let's enjoy today's Pasuram. கீஷு கீஷென்றெங்கும் ஆனை சாத்தன் கலந்து பேசின பேச்சரவம் கேட்டிலையோ பேய்ப்பெண்ணே காசும் பிறப்பும் கலகலப்ப கைபேர்த்து வாசனரும் குழலாட்சியர் மத்தினால் ஓசைப்படுத்த தைரரவம் கேட்டிலையோ நாயக பெண் பிள்ளாய் நாராயணன் மூர்த்தி கேசவனை பாடவும் நீ கேட்டே கிடத்தியோ தேசமுடையாய் திரவேலோ எம்பாவாய். We are getting into the Pasuram. So I will continue with the way that I am going to say. Please, as long as you are available, you please attend this, or you can listen to this later. Considering today is Sunday, hopefully you can stay and directly hear this beautiful Pasuram and its deeper meaning. Now let's get into the word by word of this particular Pasuram. Keechu என்று. Chirping, the birds make chirping sound, but that was the previous meaning or thing that told that don't you hear, when Andal spoke to the first girl, she said, don't you hear the birds are chirping? Oh, don't you get up now? Now here, keech is not actually chirping. That should have been different. It's like talking, keech. I hear the keech sound. They're talking something, easy way to remember. When we are at the temple, when the lecture is going on, what we hear in the background is keech. Devotees, 2 devotees or 3 devotees, they will all get. That is when they have a very important conversation when the class is going on. And unfortunately, everyone will get disturbed. The person who giving lecture also get distracted because they keep talking like this. And this is what the keech is. This sloka is exactly speaking about that type of talk. Who is talking keech? This thing, keech endre. This talking sound, yennum, everywhere. Yengum is everywhere. Do you hear this talking sound everywhere? Do you hear this talking sound everywhere? Keech endre aanai chatan. Aanai chatan means a particular type of a sparrow. Its name is aanai chatan. A particular type of a sparrow, they are called aanai chatan. and I don't know an equivalent word for English. Therefore, let's keep it as a particular type of a sparrow called Anechatan. This particular birds are talking to each other. The male bird is talking to the female bird. Like that, on the other branch, there's another female bird is talking to another male bird. They're all talking. And there are baby birds also, Anechatan bird, and they're also conversing. There are a lot of talks going between these birds. So therefore, Kichi Kichi ending Anechatan. And then she going on. Kalandu means together, to mix, to kalandu. Pesina pechi. Pesina means to talk. Pechi means the words. Saying the words or talking some words. Kisi என்று ஆணைச்சாத்தான் கலந்து பேசின பேச்சு கலந்து பேசின அரவம் கேட்டிலையோ கலந்து கேட்டின is missing. கலந்து கேட்டிலையோ, didn't you hear this conversation is going on between the sparrows, the husband and wife and children, and there's conversations going on? Didn't you hear that one? Oh, it's right there. Aravam ketilayu. Aravam ketilayu means Aravam means the sound. Don't you hear the sound of talking that's going on between this bird? Pei Penne. Pei means ghost, by the way. Pei Penne. Hey, spellbound girl. A Pei Penne. Kasum. Karapum. Kasu means kasu. Kasu means the coins in a. I don't know if in southern part of India there is a particular type of necklace. It has a lot of coins, gold coins. It will have a lot of gold coins. Especially there's this own during the marriage time. Kasi Mali. They say there's a lot of gold coins in that. So Kasum means that particular necklace. Kasum, Pepene, Kasum, Perapum, where you have that bangles, golden bangles. This Perapum, Kasum, Perapum, Kai Perthi means it is moving. Their hands are moving. Vasa Narum. Vasa means fragrance. Narum means very nice fragrance. Very nice fragrance. What is it? Vasanaram Kural. Vasanaram Kural. Kural means hair. Kural means hair. Archier, the coward girls, that's the Gopikas. Matinal. Matina means the rod that is used for a churning. So it's called mat. Mat means a rod, a wooden rod, which is used to, in those days, if I say all this thing nowadays, definitely kids will not understand. And adults, even now in this generation, youth or even the adults may not even understand, some of them, because these are all no more in use. Mat, ural, these are all some of these, what is it? Anyway, those things nowadays are called a food processor, mixie, grinder, all those things. In those days, they didn't have mixie, food processor, grinder. They have a mortar. There you go. I found the word. Mortar. Because we all know in Damodar Ashtakam, where Yashoda bound Krishna into a grinding mortar, right? That mortar, like an 8-inch shape, right? So mortar. So this is what, to grind something, they put things into that one, and with the rod, they make the grounded, whatever it's inside. Likewise, in a container, they have a rod to churn the milk, And that rod is called mat. My God, it took 2 minutes or 1 minute just to explain this word mat. But that's what mat is. Osai paduthu means making noise. Because you have a bangle, you have some necklace, and these girls with their hands are moving their hands like this and like this and like this. When they're moving and churning something with the rod, when they rod, it makes some sound. What they are churning, taire means yogurt, curd, yogurt. Aravam ketilayu. Aravam means the sound. Don't you hear that sound of churning of the yogurt? Don't you hear that one? Pei Penne means spellbound girl. We'll see what is Pei Penne as we Kasum, Pirapum. I'm going to recite the Tamil thing. It's English. I'm just struggling here. கீசு கீசென்றெங்கும் ஆனைச்சாத்தன் கலந்து பேசின பேச்சரம் கேட்டில்லையோ பேப்பின்னே காசும் பிறப்பும் கலகலப்ப கைபெயர்த்து. This word காசும் கலப்பும், as they are churning this one, you are making that noise. மத்தினால் ஓசைப்படுத்த தைரரவும் கேட்டில்லையோ. So don't you hear, as they are churning this one, you are hearing that sound. Don't you hear that sound? Don't you hear that sound? Okay. When matinal ketelayu, now I understand, because there's some duplicates here, which is why I got lost. I got confused here. There's some repetition of some words here. Anyway, ketelayu, Nayaka Penpillai. I looks Nayaka Penpillai means, oh girl, or rich man's girl, or girl of a leader. Nayakan Penpillai, Narayanan. Narayana's Murti. Murti means avataram. The Narayana's avataram, Narayana Murti is Narayana's avataram. Who is that Narayana's avataram? Who is not Narayana? Who is descended into this world? Keshavanai. Keshavanai means, that is Keshava. Keshavanai means Krishna. Keshavanai. Padavum means singing. Ni, you. Kete kidattiyo. Are you lying down even after listening to these sounds? You're still lying down? Tesham Udayai, oh Tejas one, you look so splendid, you look very effulgent. Why don't you Tiruppavai? Why don't you open your door? Why don't you open your door? That is all the word by word. The meaning of this particular sloka, Pasuram, is Kishi Kishi. The birds are chirping in chorus, conveying senseless notes. Can't you hear, oh deluded girl? The Gopis with fragrance wafting from their locks churn the curd, their arms going back and forth, their bangles and necklace making a tumultuous sound. Do you not hear it? Oh headman's daughter, how can you hear our hymns in praise of, how you can hear the praise of Narayana, the killer of Keshava, and yet sleep? You're sleeping after hearing all these things. You're still sleeping? Oh damsels of glittering splendor, open your door. Open your door. So going back again, கீசு என்றெங்கும் ஆனைச்சாத்தன் கலந்து பேசின பேச்சரவம் கேட்டிலையோ பேப்பின்னே காசும் பிறப்பும் கலகலப்ப கைப்பெயர்த்து வாசனரம் கொள்ளா அச்சியர் மத்தினால் ஓசைப்படுத்த தைரரவும் கேட்டிலையோ நாயக பெண் பிள்ளாய் நாராயணன் மூர்த்தி கேசவனை பாடவும் நீ கேட்டே கிடத்தியோ தேசமுடையா திரவேலோர் எம்பாவாய். Now let's go back to this. This is the Pasuram. What is Kichi Kichi? We already saw this. Kichi Kichi is a talk between two. What is a talk between two? That when the two devotees talks together, it has some value in it. It is always has values in it. It gets and it produces some important things out of that conversation. The conversation is very fruitful. So this Kichi Kichi talk, that does not, now we should, what I said earlier, Prabhu, then you're telling is valuable, is nice, then why did you complain before? I'm not complaining, I'm just telling how things are. It has to be time, place, and circumstance. We have to understand, well, there is always already another conversation going on. Therefore, we do not interfere and disturb the other conversation having Kichi Kichi talk. So we have to use our intelligence to understand these things. When nothing is there, yes, we should have Kichi Kichi talks, right? So they spoke. What they spoke, Kichi Kichi, how they spoke. Just the sound itself so sweet. What this birds talking to each other, you know, in the morning time especially, when we hear the chirping of the birds, is so pleasing, so nice, very nice. So when you hear that one, it's very nice. What is the meaning of it? It doesn't even know to mean, we doesn't even have to know the meaning of the chirping of the bird, but it brings some sort of happiness in our heart when we hear the chirping of the birds, right? So that's how, when the two devotees talks, we should understand there's something so sweet. Even looking at those two devotees are talking, it's so very nice. Therefore, the person from inside is telling that, well, I don't think the birds, Anek Chatan, is making noise. You're doing mimicry. You're making all the sounds like this birds. You people are trying to fool me by making all this sound. And the girls from the outside, we are waiting on the door to wake up this girl. Well, if you don't believe me, there are birds even in your lawn in the backyard. Even your own birds are making that noise. Not my birds. I'm not imitating. Even your birds are making noise. They are also talking to each other. Don't you know it's already time to get up? And I understand. Then outside the Gopi is telling that, understood that, well, this Gopi who's inside is trying to enjoy Krishna by herself. So here's another point. Why didn't these 10 girls did not join the party? Because the previous night when Andal was giving explanation, an introductory speech about what is going to happen for 30 days, what needs to be followed, what not to be followed, what to be prayed, and etc., when they spoke about all this thing, when Andal gave all this thing, the 10 girls out of this 499,990 gopis, they got so immersed of enjoying Krishna when they returned home. When they returned home, they were so much immersed into the thought of Krishna, they were unable to get up. They were enjoying Krishna, they having Krishna Anubhava by themselves. So they were not getting up. One must listen to the good messages that were given to us. So what Andal gave is a good advice, but then how you implement is very, very important. And we cannot enjoy minus devotees. That is an important point. Like how, if we try to enjoy Rama alone minus Sita, then we are falling under the team of group of Surpanaka. If we want to enjoy Sita alone minus Rama, then we fall into the group of Ravana program. But if we want to enjoy Sita and Rama together, then we fall into the program Hanuman, then we fall into the program Vibhishana, Sugriva, their program. Therefore, we should understand worshipping Lord, engaging service of the Lord means not minus devotees. It is inclusive of devotees. But this girl who is lying down inside, she minus devotees and she was enjoying Krishna. Therefore, we should remember the sloka from Bhagavad Gita, Machittha Madgatha Prana Bodhayantas Parasparam Katayantas Chamam Nityam Tushyanti Cha Ramanti Cha. What Krishna says over there, as devotees, we all gather together, look for devotees association, be with the devotees in the association, and always being satisfied in the association of the devotees by talking and discussing about Krishna Katha. That is only should happen in the devotees association. Me alone trying to do this one, no. It is quite dangerous. What will happen? We know what happened from Bhagavatam. One great soul who left everything in his life. He was a great king, emperor of Bharata Desha. He had this name as because of his name, the Punya Bhumi is called as Bharata. So this king was Bharata, who then left everything and wanted to be in devotional service, in remember of Krishna by himself, not having anyone else. Unfortunately, what happened? He got attached to a deer. The deer became very dear to him, and he fell down from such a great position, and he has to he has to catch up with where he left in from his next life. Therefore, this Gopi was sitting inside or lying down inside, was trying to enjoy Krishna consciousness just by herself, or just with their son, daughter, husband, wife, etc., just within themselves. Therefore, he said, no. This is not what we want. We want you to come outside of this one. Keshi என்று ஆணைச்சாத்தான் கதார்த்தன் கலந்து பேசின பேச்சரவம் கேட்டிலையோ பேய்பின்னை. The second line. Kalandam means together. They all together. The devotees are together and they're talking Krishna Katha. The two birds are together. The other birds together. They are all talking to each other. Don't you hear that sound? That means it's morning time. You got to get up. Don't you hear this sound? And so what if they talk? When they talk, it is so nice. When two people talks, good things comes out of it. For example, Keshava Arjuna Samvadam. Keshava Arjuna Samvadam means Keshava, Krishna and Arjuna Samvadam, because they two spoke, we got Bhagavad Gita. Valmiki and Narada Muni, or Valmiki and Brahma, they had conversation. Because of that, we have Srimad Ramayanam. Dharmaputra, Yudhishthira Maharaj, and Bhishma Sambhasanam, they had a conversation. Therefore, we got Vishnu Sahasranamam. Vaishampayana and Janamejaya, they had Sambhadam, they had the conversation. Therefore, we got the greatest epic called Mahabharata. Maitreya and Parashara Muni, they had a Sambhadam, they had a conversation. Because of that, we had Vishnu Puranam. Nammalvar and Madrakavi Alvar, they both, we already spoke about who Nammalvar and who Madrakavi Alvar. Nammalvar is one of the Alvars of 12 Alvars, who considers the leader of the Alvars, and Madrakavi Alvar is one of the Alvar who is disciple of Nammalvar. When they converse each other, they produce Tiruvaimuri. And then when Sukadev Goswami and Parikshit Maharaj converse with each other, it becomes Bhagavatam. When you and I converse with each other, it becomes problem. That's the only difference. When the great souls converse with each other, it's a benefits both of them, also the world. When we speak with each other, it creates only problems. Therefore, our conversation should be in such a way benefits each other, the speaker and the hearer, and for the rest of them. It's a very, very important thing. Ketilayo. Don't you hear the sound that's going on? Don't you hear this? Already the class is going on. The Tiruppavai is going on. Is past the given time from 5 to 6. It's already past 6 o'clock. And this person is still in the second line and the second part of the second line. I don't know when he is going to finish it. And still you're sleeping. Don't you at least come and join the third line? Why are you not even getting up now? Why don't you join now? Kettilayu, are you not hearing? Are you not hearing? Come on, get up, get up, get up. When you calling someone for someone's help, just they just cannot walk away. They have to respond to this one. You are talking and calling someone, please. They cannot just walk away. Therefore, we are calling you. We are calling you so much, but you're not getting up from your bed and opening the door. Pei Penne. Now she's calling us. Pei Penne. Pei Penne. Pei Penne means ghost, right? You don't want to call a devotee as a ghost. Hare Krishna, Ghost Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Demon Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Rakshasa Prabhu Mataji. How are you, Surpanaka Mataji? We don't call anyone as, no, in our moment, we don't hear anyone's name as Surpanaka Devi Dasi, Tataka Devi Dasi, Kumbhakarna Das. We don't hear any of such names, right? So, but here in this Pasuram, Andal is calling our peer, another devotee who stays sleeping inside, as Pei Penne. Pei means a ghost. Ghost. Remember in the previous Pasuram, we don't know the actual names of these 10 girls, by the way. But the names that is being called here is not their names, but it's an indication of someone's, for example, if we are going to the temple, we don't know someone's name. In ISKCON temple is so very easy. If you don't know the name of anyone, it's so very easy. All you have to do is only you have to know 2 words. Whether it's a male, you call that person as Prabhu. When it's a female, it's called Mataji. Over. They're going to be very happy. They're not worried about whether you know my name or don't know. Prabhu. And as soon as you call someone as Prabhu, that person already thinks that he's Prabhu, Mahaprabhu. He already became a great soul. So that's anyway. Now here, so here also in the 10 Pasarams, it is not the actual name of these 10 girls. It is just a calling out with some attribute, some things which is related to them. That's how she's calling out their name. Pillai, Erundirai, Peimole Nanjundu. In the previous Pasaram, the girl who Andal woke up, she addressed her as Pillai, oh immature one, who you don't know the values of the devotees. Get up now. You are not, you're in a beginning stage. Therefore, you are Pillai. Therefore, you are immature child. So please get up. Oh, child, get up. Even though they're all peers of same age group, she calls her as Pillai. Does that not mean that Andal is 5 years old? That girl is 2 years old. They're all of same ages. Or could be plus or minus, but the message is that Pillai represents or indicates that you are not matured enough to understand the value of the devotees. Therefore, you get a Pillai, Erundirai, Peimole Nanjundu. Like that, we saw on the previous one. Over here, it's Pei Penne. Pei Penne. Pei means ghost. Ghost does things on its own. Crazy things. It does whatever it wants. That is why it's called ghost. Ghost can perform anything. And the night time, they're very, very active. And they do things whatever it wants to do. Therefore, Andal is telling you are a pen, you are a girl, a ghostly girl. That means what? You do whatever you want, that according to your own wish. You are not following the Guru Parampara, you are not following the teachings of the Acharya, what is need to be done, how to worship Krishna. Krishna need to be worshipped in the proper association of the devotees as advised by the Gurus and Acharya and the Guru Parampara. You do things on your own, and whole night you have been chanting, contemplating of Krishna and having a Bhagavat Anubhavam. Therefore, ghost doesn't sleep in the night. You also doesn't sleep in the night. You are thinking always about Krishna on your own. This is not nice. Therefore, your Pei Penne, why don't you get up? Why don't you get up now, Pei Penne? The greatness of devotees. In one incident that I can tell is in Tirupati. This is during the time of Ramanujacharya. there was one great soul in Tirumala, Tirupati. If you go to Tirupati now, you have beautiful steps to walk. If you don't want to, if you don't want to walk, now they have beautiful roads to go up the mountain. Or if you want to walk, there are beautiful steps have been put. We can walk and we go to temple and have darshan. We can come back. Now it is all made so nicely. It's easy for us, but still we don't go to Tirupati. Even when all these things are made, still we don't have time to go and visit Srinivas. We know Srinivas. So we don't have time to go to Tirupati. But anyway, in those days, during many years back, 1,000 years back, around 1,000 years back, at the time of Swami Ramanujacharya, there was one disciple of Ramanujacharya by name called Anantarwan. Anantarwan. So he's been assigned to take up the garden services, flower services in Tirumala, where he can grow the flowers and take nice garlands and flowers and make it to Srinivasa. Perumal, Srinivasa. So he was reciting there. He was there. One fine day, he fell sick. Every day, without fail, he was doing a service. One fine day, he fell sick, but he was continuing to do the garland somehow or the other. But then the Lord Srinivas was thinking, what happened to Anantarwan? He has not come yet. So he sent a messenger. Find out where is Anantarwan, why is not here yet. It's getting late now. I have not seen him, and I did not see him so far. So he went there, the messenger went there, but the Anantarwan, seeing the messenger, he got upset. He got upset. So the Lord know that I have not come. Instead of checking out personally, coming and seeing me, what's happening with me, I'm sick. Instead of coming and checking me personally, what's happening with me, he sent a messenger to find out what's happening with me. Understand? We cannot imitate this one. Prabhu, why don't you come to the temple? Well, I've been coming to the temple for 15, 20, 30, 40, 50 years. Why don't Krishna come to me one day? Why should always I have to go to the temple? Why Krishna cannot come to the temple? Krishna will not come to the temple, by the way, but Krishna's devotees will come to your house. That is the beauty of Krishna and Krishna's devotees. Krishna is careless. He is Maindan, as we saw in one of the past. He is Maindan. He is just a prince. He is a jolly boy. He doesn't really worry about these details. But then his devotees worry about all the details. Are the temples going well? Are the devotees are being taken care? Everything, are they happy materially and spiritually? Is there anything that I can do for them? Why are you not coming to the temple? Can I get you some prasadam? Devotees will take care. Krishna will not take care of all these things. So we can understand from simple this thing, who is great? Krishna is great or devotees are great? Very simple, very practical thing. But Anantarwan is in a different bhava, different mood. Therefore, we cannot become an Anantarwan until let one day Krishna come to me in my house. Then I will think about coming to temple or not to come to the temple. Right. And then what happened to that is that it get extended to next level. One day let the devotee come and fall at my feet. Then I'll start coming to the temple. Come on. Slowly, our consciousness change and we start committing mistakes and offenses. Therefore, we should be very careful not to do that one. Therefore, Anantarwan said, Srinivasa is sending a messenger instead of coming and checking out what's happening to me. What is this? Why should he do this one? He said that Srinivasa, oh, so the Anantarwan is not happy that I am not checking with him. Said, well, I am telling and giving an order. Ask him to come now. Then Anantarwan, accepted the request and he went there. And Anantarwan said, he waited there. And he said, my dear Lord, I'm here. The Lord got angry. He said, listen, I've come to your house. Now, he said he'll come over there to the temple, but then he didn't go. Anantarwan didn't go. But the Lord himself came to his house, Anantarwan's house. And he waited for 5 minutes. Srinivasa Perumal, he waited for 5 minutes, hoping that Anantarwan is going to come and receive him. Wait for 10 minutes, 1 minute, 10 to 20 minutes. Anantarwan is not coming. The Lord get really angry. He really got angry. He said that, do you know if you offend me, what punishment, what sin you're going to get? I came to your door and waiting for you, and you don't care about me, and you continue making the garlands. You continue doing this one. What is this one? And at that point, please hear very attentively what Anantarwan is saying. Anantarwan said, you are not a devotee who has come to my house. You are the deity who has come to my house. If it was a devotee, I would have stopped everything and ran to receive you and wash your feet and then have done everything I want to do to you. But then you are Lord, so you can wait. Why I have to wait? Because I have been given an order by my guru to do the service of making garlands. I'm still in the process of finishing it. I will finish it and then I'll come and receive you. What is important for me is following the orders of my spiritual master, following the instruction that's given to me by my spiritual master. Nothing for that reason I'm going to compromise. So let me finish this service and I'll take care of you. And also for that matter, you are not a Vaishnava, you're not a devotee where I have to rush through and take care of you first. You are Perumal, you are Srinivasa Perumal. Therefore, this is the level of faith that devotees must have. This is the level of understanding the value of devotees that we all should have. And we can learn from this histories of here. This is very difficult. It's becoming so very difficult to find such great souls in our age. Therefore, but this is all what we have to aspire for. We have to get this particular faith of having faith in the devotees at any given situation of time. When there are problems happens between devotees, it is not that we fight and go away from the relationship. We try to resolve that problem and continue going in Krishna consciousness. Of course, if things are very bad, then we can maintain a distance. But it's not going to be very bad. Anything can be spoken and resolved in relationship, especially with devotees relationship, because both of them want to serve Krishna. Both of them understand values of Krishna, but due to some little bit of misunderstanding, the problems become big problem, right? So we can always talk, give rooms to understand each other and grow nicely. Otherwise, when we hear such stories, we are not applying the essence of this one, then what is the use of we practicing Krishna consciousness? What is the use of practicing Krishna consciousness? From today onwards, when the Lord passes through my door, we should not think that I will, when the devotees comes to our house or the deities pass through us, that the message is not to say that give up service to the deities and only do this one. That is not the message, by the way. This is again to give us an understanding that how important it is to serve the devotees and take the association of the devotees. That is what we are trying to learn from all different stories from the history. When we know that Lord is coming through our street, we must go in advance and wait to receive him, not to say that, well, I will not do anything, I'll sit here. So we have to understand the greatness of devotee. And Andal, by calling out Pei Penne, Kisi Kisi என்றும் ஆணைச்சாத்தான் கலந்து பேசின பேச்சரவும் கேட்டிலையோ பேய் பெண்ணே. By calling this girl as பேய் பெண்ணே, she's telling you lost your intelligence. That's the meaning of it. You lost your intelligence. What's the intelligence? The ultimate goal of the life is not to attain moksha and go and serve the Lord directly. That is not the goal of the life. The ultimate goal of the life is whether you are in this world or even after attaining that world, the supreme abode of Sri Vaikunta, the goal is to serve the devotees of the Lord. Even in this world, when you go there, not to think that I now become a direct servant of Krishna, direct servant of Ramachandra, direct servant of Narsimhadev. That's not the goal. That goal is not a great goal. But when we go there also, we continue to be the servant of servant of servant of servant of servant of servant of servant. Pei Penne, you don't understand the simple thing. You don't understand this particular simple concept of how we have to worship the devotees. Kasum pirappum kalakalakka kaiperthu. Now the third line. The outsider is telling now, okay, you don't hear that sound of the birds that chirping. You don't hear that sound. But don't you hear this kasum pirappum kalakalappa kaiperthu? Don't you hear this different sound? The churning, the churning. Don't you hear this churning, the sounds of this the bangles and chain necklace and all? Don't you hear this sound? Don't you hear this sound? I said, I don't hear any of this sound too. With great difficulty someone is churning, because it is said in Vrindavan, in Gokula in Vrindavan, it is the butter that they make, it is not watery. It is so thick that they have to break it with hammer. It is so thick means it's of best quality. That's what it means. It's so thick means they have to take a knife and cut the yogurt, not butter, yogurt. Yogurt itself has to be cut, because they don't add water, they don't add any chemicals to it. Nothing is organic, purely straight from the cow, and they make into the yogurt. And this yogurt is so very hard to cut. Therefore, it is a kaiperth, means with great difficulty, they are just churning this milk. They churn so much Again, in the Bhagavatam also, this particular churning has been explained in the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, where it's explained that the ladies of Vrajadham, they, they loudly sing the glories of the Krishna, lotus-eyed Krishna, and as they were singing the glories of Krishna, singing songs on Krishna, they just churn, the yogurt. They get the yogurt out of this one, the churn. And that is exactly what is being told here. The difference is in Srimad Bhagavatam, they are singing. Over here, they are not singing. They are not singing. In Srimad Bhagavatam, in Tiruppavai, it is said that the ornaments are making sound. In Srimad Bhagavatam, there's no mention of the ornaments are making sounds. If the churning is making sound, churning might make a sound, they are singing. That's all in the Bhagavatam. Over here, the churning making sounds is coming, plus also the ornaments are making sound, and the mat, the thing that they are using to think that is also making sound. It's all making different sound. So what? If it makes sound, so what? Kasum, Pirapum, Kalakalappa, Kaiperthu, Vasam. Before we go to that one, this sound that is done, the sound that gets from this churning, it's reaching the sky, is reaching all the way up to Indrapatna, to Brahmaloka also. Even Brahma is asking a question, where the sound is coming from? This is all spoken by the girls outside, by the way. You won't find that directly in this Pasuram. These are all commentaries from the Acharya. So we have to enjoy the commentaries here. So when the sound reached Brahmaloka, Brahma is wondering, where is the sound is coming from? Where is this churning sound is coming from? And as he heard, well, the sound is going, and this is so beautiful. The sound is going and reaching Brahmaloka, and the sound is asking that, what are you doing here? What are you doing and what's your job? What are you doing still here in this place, this Brahmaloka? And Brahma is saying, well, do you know who I am? I'm the Lord of creation. I'm the creator. I've been appointed to do the service of secondary creation. I take care of all the three worlds. Well, the sound is saying back to Brahma, saying that, well, the one who has appointed you is already descended into the world, Brajadam is already descended there. And what are you doing here? When your boss has already gone out of this place and is doing other job in Vrindavan, what are you doing here? And when this was told to Brahma, Brahma himself came down. We can read from Srimad Bhagavatam. Brahma came down first, he vacated the Brahmaloka, Indra vacated Indra Patana, and they all came down to this world to enjoy Krishna's pastime. When Brahma can come down, when Indra can come down, hey, Pei Penne, a girl, a spellbound girl, when they can hear and they can come down, don't you hear that sound which is just happening here? You don't hear that sound? Why don't you come out? Open the door and come out. When Brahma is coming, when they heard and they are coming down, why can't you hear, which is just here? It's just happening right next to your door. Within your backyard, it's happening. You don't hear that sound? Can't you come and open the door for us? And that girl is saying, and then further is going on Kasum, Pirapum, Kalakalapa. What are the sounds has been mentioned here? The sound of ornaments, the sound of churning of the yogurt, and the sound of Matu, the rod. These three sounds the three sounds are Rig, Sama, Yajurveda. The Acharya is giving the three sounds is nothing but they are the three Vedas that's been chanted. These three Vedas are being chanted. Don't you hear this chanting is going on? What a great comparison that Acharya is giving with, if we just read this Pasuram, if we read only English, literal English translation, what are we going to get out of this one? We will think, why even we have to just imagine, we don't need to talk so much about this hours together. Only we gather at 5 o'clock, we worship this Pasuram, we recite this Pasuram. I'll tell you this Pasuram, that meaning of this Pasuram is the Gopis got together and they were churning the one, the birds are talking to each other, and as they're churning, the necklace were making sounds, the bangles were making sound. Don't you hear, girl? And the girl of the leader of this village, why don't you get up and start praising the Narayana's name, sing the chant the names of Keshi demon, open the door, over. So why even we have to get up at 5 o'clock, come join 5 o'clock just to know this one? Because This is Vedam. This is Veda. The real essence of the Vedas are there in the 30 Pasuram. We have to understand this in that much level to appreciate this one. Appreciate this one. So only the Acharyas can help us by giving the deeper meaning of what is this one. Now you see the girls of Vrindavan are churning, right? Churning the yogurt. Now, what that we can think when you think about churning, the word churning, our mind should immediately run towards some other incident, some other story that we already heard, we already learned. Churning. What is the churning? Oh, the churning of the the churning of the Parkar, the churning of the Milky Ocean. The Asuras and Devatas, they got together, they churned the milk ocean, so that they can get the nectar. They got together and they want to get the nectar. Over here, they are also churning the ocean. They are also churning the yogurt. They also get something. But the difference is over there, they are churning the ocean to get some material benefit. Over here, they are churning the ocean to get the Krishna Anubhava, to get the Krishna consciousness, to be with Krishna. What a big difference. What a great difference between these two churning, right? Over there, they were depending completely on their own strength, wanting to churn and get the amritam, the nectar out of things so that they can live longer. Over here, Gopikas, they are not interested in living longer. They want to go back to Krishna as soon as possible. What a major difference between the churning of two churning. There, they want the nectar, material thing, you get the material benefit. Here they want the nectar of Krishna Anubhava. There they want to get the nectar so that they can live longer. They want to get Krishna Anubhava. Here they can live shorter and go back to Krishna. Now this is not to bring a fear in your heart. If I read Pasuram, Tiruppavai, 30 Pasuram, then my lifespan is going to be reduced. Prabhu, from tomorrow, I'm not going to join this class. Because if I become like this, if I chant like this as a Tiruppavai, I'm afraid that already I'm old. If my lifespan is reduced, then I still haven't got my daughter married, my son put into the school. I have not written my will yet. I have not taken care of my wife things after that. My wife is thinking husband things like, I'm not ready yet, Prabhu, to attain moksha. I love moksha, but not today or tomorrow or next year and 2 years or 3 years. Let it come, let it come. I'm not in rush anyway. Let it come, it take own time. Let me be as I am now. And then when the right time comes, I will go back. And Krishna knows our heart. He knows we are not such a great devotee, want to leave the body right away and go back to Krishna. He knows in and out of us. Because he knows this one, good, he knows this one, right? Because he knows this one, he is not going to trouble us. He is not going to put us in a such situation. You become Krishna consciousness. You did Sharanagati, you surrender unto me. And therefore you die now, leave the body and come back to me. I'm going to give you moksha. Krishna will not do that. Please, devotees, do not get scared. Do not get afraid. Why? Because we are not such a great devotees. Krishna knows our heart. We are not such a great devotee. Vasanarum Koyalachiyar. Vasanarum Koyalachiyar means Vasanarum, their brides, that the hair that they have, Koyal means hair, their hair was such a nice fragrance that comes from their hair. It was loosened. It got loosened. Because why? As you do things like this, they're singing and doing churning like this. As they keep on shaking their head as they're singing and churning, their hair, the combed hair get loosened. It gets loosened from that. It is natural as they churn this one. Now, now, as they're churning this one, don't you hear this sound? This beautiful sound that comes. It's even happening not in the distance. It's happening right next to you. It's happening right next to you. Why don't you get up now? Why don't you also get up now? There's one beautiful short story that the Gopis of Vrindavan, where you can understand how much they are deep into Krishna consciousness. That one Gopi, they carry the yogurt on their head and go street to street. Yogurt, milk, ghee. Whoever wants to buy, please come and buy yogurt. Whoever wants to buy milk, please come and buy milk. Whoever wants to buy ghee, please come and buy ghee. Please buy. So she walks. That's what for their living. That's what they do. So this girl, this Gopi, one Gopi was carrying this one. As she was carrying and going, she forgot what she was carrying. She forgot it is butter, it is yogurt, it is ghee. She started, oh, Govinda, who wants Govinda? Please come buy Govinda from me. Who wants Keshava? Please come buy Keshava from me. Oh, who wants Madhava? Please come and buy Madhava from me. She was selling Keshava, Madhava, Govinda, Narayana, Mukunda, Murari. This is totally forgot what she was saying. lost her identification totally, and she was thinking that she's carrying Krishna and she's ready to sell Krishna. Only devotees can sell Krishna to us. Selling means they won't even charge for us. They will know. You go and talk to a devotee. How much is Krishna? When you tell, I want to buy Krishna, can you tell me how much Krishna is? They're going to tell, well, if you want to Krishna, it is $100 per hour for 1 hour. For 2 hours is I give it for $150. If you put on for one day, I can give a special deal for $1,000. We never heard devotees are charging for giving Maha Mantra, giving Krishna to us, giving Ramachandra to us. We don't know how much we are. This is quite interesting. Valmiki wrote Ramayana. When we recite Ramayana slokas, when we read Bhagavad Gita, Vyasadeva, at the end of the book, is there a short footnote saying that, well, you recited 10 slokas from my book, therefore give me $10. If you read 700 sloka, recited 700 sloka, I can accept $500. Just that is a good deal. You can give me $500. Valmiki is not telling, send me a zelle through, send me account through, send the Sambhavana, send me the money through a zelle. I have an account in this particular bank. They never ask for money. They never, because they are happy if you take Krishna consciousness. All they want is, devotees, all they really aspire, really want is others to become Krishna conscious, others to become devotees. They don't have any interior idea, interior motive, nothing else. Only happiness that one get by seeing others chanting Hare Krishna mantra, others taking up Krishna consciousness, others becoming very serious. Therefore, this Gopi was chanting Govinda, Govinda, she was telling Govinda. So if we also want to have Govinda, if you also want Keshava, if you also want Krishna, Madhava, we have to go and buy them from devotees. No one else going to give us. Only devotees can give. Therefore, don't you hear this sound? Don't you hear that the churning of the yoga that's going on? Don't you hear that one? While inside Gopi is telling that, well, this is what the full-time job of these girls, the men of Vrindavan, every day, morning, afternoon, evening, they all the time they do is full-time job is to churn the yogurt. Therefore, how do you say this is morning time? Why you wake me up? Just giving a reason, evidence that the churning of curd is going on. Therefore, you get up, it's morning time. This is what they do all the time. Nayaka Pin Pillai. Now the outside ladies, they understood why this girl doesn't want to come out. Even after telling Kishi Kishan, Ane Chatan, Kalandu Basin of Echaram, Getilayo, Pei Penne, Kasum Pirapum, Kalakalapa Kai Perte, Vasanaram Kola Achier, Matinal was able to Tairaram Ketilayo. Until this point, she gave so many reasons. The birds are chirping. You can hear that sound is going on with the churning of the yogurt, the bangle sound, necklace sound, the mattu sound, that sound, this sound. Don't you get up? Don't you hear that? Get up. And she's not ready to get up and come on to open the door and join the group. Now she understood, Andal understood. Outside the door, Nayaka Pen Pillai. This is the second name. She's calling out. First name she calls her is Pei Penne. Second names she calls out with this on the same person, by the way. It's not the third person. Same person. She calls first Pei Penne. Now she calls her Nayaka Pen Pillai. Nayaka Pen Pillai means, oh, daughter of a leader. Because this girl is a daughter of one of the leaders, one of the prominent leader in Vrindavan. Therefore, he calls her, you are the daughter of the leader or the head of the village, one of the head of the village. Therefore, you are so much in arrogancy, so much proud that you are such and such, so and so. Therefore, you don't want to open the door. You are a rich man's daughter. Looks like you got head weight. The arrogancy got into your head. Therefore, these sounds doesn't enter into your ears. You don't really understand. You don't understand. You don't want to get. That's one example. One meaning of this Narayana Pen Pillai. The second meaning of is much more beautiful. She is a leader. The Andal and everyone who gather that they don't want to go leaving her because she is the one. Nayaka Pen Pillai. She is the one that Krishna will listen to. Out of 500,000 Gopikas, Krishna will hear to this Gopika when she tells Krishna, stand up, Krishna, sit, Krishna, jump, Krishna, get me the flower, Krishna, get me some mangoes, Krishna, accept these Gopis. When Krishna hears the message from this particular Gopi, then Krishna will fulfill the desire of her. by fulfilling. Therefore, she is Nayaka Pen Pillai. This is another explanation is been given. Nayaka Pen Pillai. Narayanan Murti. Narayanan Murti. Narayana is one who resides in the big ocean. Why she's called Narayana Murti means that Narayana who descended here, Murti means descended, who is descended, avatar is called Murti, that Narayana was descended into this world. That why she's calling out Narayana Murti, Narayana, because she's indicating that Narayana has the quality called Vatsalyam. Vatsalyam means a parental affection. Vatsar Sura, you must have heard from Bhagavad, Vatsar Sura. Vatsar Sura means a demon in the form of a calf, not cow. Calf. Calf means in Sanskrit, Vatsa. Vatsaha. Vatsalyam. The word Vatsalyam comes from this called Vatsa, a calf. That means the meaning is when the calf is born, there's no nurse there to take the cut the cord off, the cord off, and then cleanse the calf and bind, put some cover on it, and do the ear sound testing and eye testing and nose testing and all this testing, and then finally come and give the baby to the father, and then father, oh, look at this baby, the baby, the boy's, my child's nose is exactly like my father, my son, the baby's eyes are like my mother, and then you take the same baby to your spouse, your wife, and wife was going to tell the same thing. But look at this, my baby, his nose is like my father, my eyes is like my mother. Exactly, they'll tell the same thing, right? But over here, coming back here, when the calf is born, no one is to care for the calf. You know who is going to take care of the newly born calf to cleanse it? It is its own mother. The cow will just lick with its own tongue and cleanse the calf. For the mother who's cleansing the dirt from the calf, that dirt is a nectar. That dirt is a nectar. For us, we give some, means we make it disgusted while seeing such things. How can lick the abominable thing of the calf? Why don't the people who are taking care of the cow and wash this thing? No, we have to let the cow to lick the calf that is newly born. If we stop doing that one, if somehow or other we don't let the cow to lick the calf, the cow will not produce milk. What a beautiful program that Krishna has done. It's very amazing. By licking that calf, the love for the mother cow increases so much, it starts producing the milk for the calf. If the mother does not lick the calf, the milk will not flow. Therefore, it's very important to let this happen. Now, coming back to our Vatsalyam. Vatsalyam means how the cow does not see the abominable thing as a fault, dosham, as a fault of the calf. It sees that as a nectar to lick and enjoy. Likewise, Krishna is a real parent who does not see the offense and faults and dosha that we may have. And then who can remove that? Only Krishna can remove that. Like how cow removes the particle and part that is stick to the calf's body, that is removed by the mother cow. Likewise, all the things that we have, anarthas, the offenses, the previous sanchita karma, prarabdha karma, all those things and bad qualities that we have, how we behave, all these bad things are anarthas around us, is stuck to us. It's so very difficult to remove from us. Who can remove that? Only Lord can remove it. Only He have to remove. When He removes, interesting thing is, He doesn't see those as dosham. He sees that as abharanam. As that is how He sees that one. That does not mean that we can have this abharanam of anarthas all throughout our life. That is not again the message here. As a devotee, we have to remove this unwanted abharanam, unwanted ornaments. We have to remove and throw them away. That is why we have to practice Krishna consciousness. We have to minimize our anarthas as much as possible and leave little bit which we are not able to clear it off to the Lord to clear it off. That should be the mood for us. We should not think that now this Krishna is Vatsalyam. I will continue behave the way I behave with devotees. I'll continue to cheat others, talk lies, and do all nonsense because Krishna is Vatsalyam. He has Vatsalyam. He'll come and remove all those things, make me purified. No, that is not we want to do. We will, the way that we can understand is how Krishna sees this as a nectar, not as a dosha. It's like how a child, the child would is just started speaking and started learning slokas. When the child started learning, so you don't say 3 years old a kid, and the kid said Tarmak chete kudu chete chama veda yudutava mama kapandava chai hua mi kumma kimma aku wat chanjaja. That is how the child is telling. That's all the child is chanting one sloka, but the mother takes the shot of that one, puts in her WhatsApp that whatever the DP or whatever they call, puts into that one, sends a message to all the groups, puts in the Facebook. She creates her own channel. Just other people can see how her baby, 3-year-old baby, is chanting Bhagavad Gita sloka so beautifully, so nicely, so nicely. But then the same mother, you go and tell, you see another video in the channel saying that another kid of another parent who's chanting one chapter of Bhagavad Gita thoroughly without any mistake. For this mother, that is not great, but for this mother, our own child who's singing with all faults, that becomes great. That becomes great. We are all children of Krishna. We are all children of Krishna. Krishna is so merciful that he tries to oversee our anarthas. You see, oversee anarthas. If we have a desire, that desire he picks up and he helps us to grow in that desire further and further and further and further. And then he removes all the anarthas, all the bad things that we have. Nayaha Pen Pillai, Narayanan, Murti. So it's a beautiful thing that in the entire park, in the entire Pasuram, Tiruppavai, there are 3 names, 3 deities, 3 forms of Krishna comes often. Govinda, Narayana, Trivikrama. These are the 3 avatars. Entire Pasuram of 30. Here and there you can find some Ramas, Narasimha indirectly in some ways. But then 3 main avatars or names called as Govinda. That comes in 27th Pasuram, 28th Pasuram, 29th Pasuram, Govinda comes. And then in the first Pasuram, Narayanane Namakke Paraitaruvan, we saw there also. And then we'll see here, we are seeing here Narayanan Murti, we saw here. And then Trivikram Avatar is also spoken or recited in the 3rd sloka, Ongi Ulahalanda Uttaman Perpadi, is coming in 17th Pasuram. It's also going to come in 24th Pasuram. Now, one second. Nayaha Pen Pillai, Narayanan Murti. Why you people are keep on bothering me? What is that you really want to do with me? Why you keep calling me and asking me to open the door? What do you want me to do? And then from outside, the Gopis are telling, Keshavane Padavum, to sing the names of Keshava, to glorify the names of Keshava, to chant the name of Keshava, Ni Kete Kedati Padavum. For that reason, you hear all this thing, you know what's going on outside, but even after hearing all this thing, you have to chant, you have to be in the association of the devotees, and you perform everything nicely for the pleasure of Krishna. You know everything. Even knowing everything, you are simply lying down there. You're simply lying down there. What is the use of you know everything? You're hearing all the powerful message. How can you say you do not know this one? How can you say you're not going to come and surrender at the feet of the Lord Narayana in the association, through the association of devotees? How can you say this one? Therefore, please get up. Please come. Please join us. We all will go. We all will go. And that is what has been explained in this particular Tesha Mudaya. When even after telling this one, the last line is left out, Tesha Mudaya. Even after telling these things, this girl is not ready to get up. And now the girls outside, they were thinking, what is that really bothering her? Why is she not getting up? Even if we say so much, she's not getting up. Then they saw the window and that house. They opened the window and peeped in and see what is she doing inside. What is she doing inside? They saw that Tesha Mudaya. I mean, this is the 3rd name. First name is Pei Penne. Second name she calls her is Nayaha Pen Pillai. And the 3rd name is Tesha Mudaya, means, oh, Tejas one. Oh, effulgent one. When she opened the door, and the window, I mean, and she peeped and saw that girl was so effulgent. Tejas, they say Tejas, right? Tejasvi. So effulgent. She was looking so brilliant and so bright. Why? Because she was in full in Krishna consciousness, completely in dhyana, completely in meditation of Krishna and Krishna Anubhava, Krishna's pastime. She's enjoying completely in Krishna consciousness. So our thing which is inside is reflected on her appearance. She becomes so bright. So, sometimes we try to apply so many things to our face to make ourselves bright, cosmetics and everything. According to Krishna consciousness, according to the great devotees, the real beauty naturally reflects on their face. How deep we have taken up Krishna consciousness. The more we become deeper in Krishna consciousness, so more we think about Krishna, more we enjoy Krishna pastimes, more we chant nicely Krishna names, our face becomes brighter. We become effulgent. We don't need to go and buy and spend money and do all those different things. We really don't need to do any of these things. Therefore, here is Tesham Udaya, Tesham Udaya. So Krishna, they said, I understand now why you don't want to come, but you have to understand one important thing. My dear lady, I understand you are in top Krishna consciousness. You are trying to enjoy yourself, but what you have to give to others. Simply sitting in the house, not preaching, not going out, not telling Krishna conscious to others is not great thing as a devotee. Now I understand you're perfected in Krishna consciousness, sitting inside. Now get out of the house. Extend yourself. Extend yourself. Come out of your comfort zone. Go out. Do book distribution. Do Nama Sankirtan. Take classes. Preach to others who doesn't know about Krishna. Whatever you know, you just spread Krishna conscious to everyone. You just cannot stay inside the house for rest of your life. That is not the mode. That is not what acharyas have done. That is not we have to follow. Therefore, please come out and join us. Give your Krishna conscious anubhavam to us, and we will share what we have with you, and you gain what we have, I gain what you have. So, for example, if I have $100, I say, I just say, pick up someone, Neeraj, I'm going to give you $100. And then he wanted, of course, he doesn't need any money from me. You all doesn't need money. I'm just taking an example here. I go to Neeraj, and Neeraj, can you please, I need some cash. I'm shortage of something I need to pay. So can you please give me $1,000? I need to pay up. By next month, I'll get a salary. I'll do something. I'll pay you back $1,000. And Neeraj is telling, yeah, Prabhu, no problem. I'll give you $1,000. And he writes a check or there's a transfer and I get the $1,000. Now, what happened is that in my account, I had $100. And then now I got an additional $1,000. My account now has $1,100. In Neeraj's account, what happened is he gave $1,000. He had $1,100, or he had $10,000. Since he gave me a $1,000 transfer, now in his account he has $9,000. No more 10,000. He has only 9,000, whereas I have $1,100. He lost, I gained. In the material world, if we want to give something to someone materially, then we have to lose something to give someone and someone to gain something. That is the standard program. Anything that we want to give someone, we have to lose something. That's when we can give something to someone. And someone gains, that means we are losing something. But in Krishna consciousness, but the whole Tiruppavai, the way that this whole bhakti is such a beautiful thing that I speak to you about Rama Katha. And if you know about Krishna Katha, you speak about Krishna Katha to me. What happens here? Is Rama minus from me and Krishna minus from me, and you gain Rama and I gain Krishna? No. What happened now is I know Rama. Now you gave Krishna to me. Now I know Rama and Krishna. You know Krishna. I gave Rama to you. Now you have Rama and Krishna. We gain in spiritual thing. In spirituality, when we give to others, it just multiplies. You just multiply. It's not a loss at all. Therefore, oh girl, please get up and just come and share your Krishna conscious with me and with others. Just don't stay inside. When this been told, the girl get up from the bed, comes out and opens the door and joins the party. And after this, with this girl, with the first girl who was Pillai, Pillai means was immature. She became mature by understanding the value of devotees, and they all came to the second door. Second door, this was a Pei Pillai at the starting. She was doing her own things because she was Nayaka Pen Pillai. She was thinking herself a leader's daughter, someone's daughter. And then she had a Tesham, she was Tejasvi. These are the three names. Now she understands what is the purpose of her Krishna consciousness. She has to go out of the house, help others who need Krishna consciousness. And she said, I'm joining you now, Prabhu. I will come with you. I am under your service. கீஷி கீஷென்றெங்கும் ஆணை சாத்தன் கலந்து பேசின பேச்சரவும் கேட்டிலையோ பேய்ப்பெண்ணே காசும் பிறப்பும் கலகலப்ப கைபெயர்த்து வாசனரும் குழலா ஆட்சியர் மத்தினால் ஓசைப்படுத்த தைரரவும் கேட்டிலையோ நாயக பெண் பிள்ளாய் நாராயணன் மூர்த்தி கேசவனை பாடவும் நீ கேட்டே கிடத்தியோ தேசமுடையாய் திரவேலோர் எம்பாவாய். Please join us tomorrow to go to the third Gopi and what's going to happen there. Why she doesn't want to get up, we'll enjoy that tomorrow. ஆண்டாள் திருவடிகளே சரணம், எம்பெருமானார் திருவடிகளே சரணம், ஸ்ரீ திருவடிகளே சரணம். Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.